I'm sure many of you have heard about the famous Taylor, this woman. A journey from being an only fan to being a Christian. Not just any Christian, I guess you can call her a fundamentalist Christian who have interesting ideas about feminism, interesting idea about Trump, and seems to have really interesting views about a lot of things. And also, like any other Christian YouTuber, like lying to an extent. Hello and welcome to Black Bear Atheist. Today we're gonna watch a video by Taylor, the title being What a Real Woman Looks Like. I believe this video would explain or give us really the big perspective of Taylor on literally anything. I've watched about five of her videos and they're just sad. Sad as like when a girl, I'm a cashier part time, when a girl hand me over $2,000 for a product of 150, and it was just sad to see that. It was just sad to see that she couldn't tell how much she was handling me, like it handing me the money, like she couldn't tell. It's the same feeling when I watch Taylor, and she also give me Big Nick's vibe. Once some popular living their life, turned to Christianity, went onto the deep rail, just going crazy. Except she tones it down a little, or because her videos are supposed to be cute, she brings it in, so it's not crazy as Big Nick. Let's get into the video.
Okay, I'm not even gonna lie. I think this video is a lot easier to make for guys because I feel like guys are aware of the agenda that's being pushed on them. It's so obvious that men are being demasculinized in movies and shows, but when it comes to girls, it's sad to say, but I feel a lot of us have been fooled. And I know nobody wants to hear that they've been lied to or deceived, but that is exactly what happened. I don't know what's caused so many.
As much as I don't like the theme in Modern Family, as much as I actually do like the show in general, it's funny. I don't like the fact that one of the characters, you might as well call them a pedophile. One of them, I don't even, we're not gonna get into that. Showing the character Phil as demasculating doesn't make sense. I feel like I can relate in many ways to that character. Showing men with emotions is not demasculating, and neither should men feel like that. Expressing yourself is a good thing.
Many of us to linger so far from our morals and our values. Maybe it was the music, maybe it was the movies, maybe it was the Kardashians that caused a lot of this. I don't know, but what I do know is that women aren't happy. Women were happier back then than they are now, which, as I dove really deep into in one of our most recent videos, I'm sorry, but you would just think with all the strides.
No, she didn't. And I have watched that video. She did not deep into anything. She was just bullshitting like in every video. Yes, she's posted over 70 videos on her channel, and I've only watched six. But based on the six that I've watched, she's full of BS. Thank goodness her videos are not longer than 10 minutes, so I could fast forward them and actually just listen to all of them. It's BS. Or reasons for why feminism is bad, or BS. They just are. And you're gonna see clearly in this video. And the charts that she just provided, there are many reasons why that chart is like that. And also, women express their feelings more. Women do actually, when presented with surveys, they actually say the right thing. They actually, you know, click on the things they actually are feeling, and not like saying they're okay when they're not. So you could, in a sense, get that kind of stats through that. Men saying they're okay when they're actually not. But anyways, let's move on.
that have been made in the direction that we were told was the right direction, that women would be happier, but we just aren't. And I'm sure that was the goal originally, unless this whole feminist movement has more interesting deep roots than we are aware of. Maybe we will eventually have to make a video more in depth of that. But for now, a popular question that Matt Walsh made an entire documentary centered around: what is a woman? Is a woman what we see today? Majority of women today hold the notion that men aren't crap, that posting a photo in the closest thing to being naked is liberating, that making abortion so readily available has been a step in the right direction, that sex has no real meaning or value, and that pornography is a highly respected job. We are certainly living in a time.
And there you have it. That's literally our entire channel. She just described our entire channel, saying feminism is bad. Sex is extremely important. You might as well call it the only thing marriage is useful for. Women need to go back to their traditional way. Men need to go back to their traditional way. The media is full of shit and transgender is full of shit. They're terrible, demonic. Actually, you might as well label them as that because she did say that in some of his videos. Spiritual warfare. She just described her entire channel.
Time where porn, sex, and murder is justice. Suddenly, the Christians are in the way of what women want to do with their own bodies. But ironically, women were all once pretty much on the same page. The fact that the early church prohibited abortion was one reason women flocked to Christianity. Today, people that oppose abortion are considered to be anti-women. But in the ancient world, people recognized that to be anti-abortion was to be pro-women. The church's opposition to abortion communicated that Christians cherished the female contribution in bringing new life into the world. So crazy that we can do that. They treated women's uniquely female role and function with respect. I mean, we even see in the story of Jesus that when he was just an infant, there was a king at the time that heard the Messiah was being born. So he ordered that all male babies under the age of 2 years old be killed, which is known today as the massacre of the innocents. And that is exactly what a baby is. The devil has convinced an entire generation of women that this is to be praised. Those that walk with the devil know that this is exactly what the devil wants. That's why child sacrifice is even a thing. That's why the harm done to children is in such high number here on this earth.
I guess I missed the fact that she said child sacrifice is a popular thing. Um, your entire religion is based on a child sacrifice. However, you want to put the trinity of bullshit, the claim is Jesus is a different entity and is the Son of God. A child sacrifice. John 3:16. Your favorite verses. Um, your God seems to be obsessed with child sacrifice. You don't believe me, Taylor? Read your fucking Bible.
And how we are living in a time right now where that specific wickedness is being brought into the light, and all of this news is coming out. When did we get to a point where women stopped valuing children, stopped desiring to be a mother, that stopped
When did that stop? Can you present a stat of women devaluing children and not valuing children? When they stop not having children? Because last I checked, I believe US, the average per woman is just right below two per person. And in different places, you see it higher, except for very few countries, you have the birth rate going. I think Japan is in the negatives. But that comes with the economy and everything else. Like, it comes with the growth of a country. If you pick a country in Africa or a less developed country, you're gonna see a higher birth rate. This is not women not valuing children. It's just the time that we're in, and capitalism not literally giving people the, I don't know, the freedom to actually have much children as they would even want to. As a kid, I want to have 10 children. Now, I don't even know if I can have one until I'm 30. So again, just saying shit like this and saying it's feminism's fault. What a real woman looks like is a woman that, is just having babies for her husband. Like, I mean, it doesn't make any sense.
Recognizing the unbelievable blessing it is to have a child, to bring life into this world. I wanted to highlight so much on abortion because I feel like it's such clear evidence that the devil has made his way into my generation and the generation to come. This is what happens when
Taylor, where's your child? I don't see any baby on your hands. Not only that, do you think this is supported by the Bible? You making a video and making a living, or I'm not sure if she's making a living, 100K subscribers, few K views per video. I'm sure she's getting some money for this. Is this supported by the Bible, Taylor? I don't think so. Even Paul said not to even speak a church. Yet you're here preaching to literally thousands of people. Come on, Taylor. We can do better. Let's at least read the Bible and know that the Bible is literally against women. Like it's okay to read it.
we have an entire generation that does not know God, that puts their faith in tarot cards more than they do God.
Okay, so I know learning tarot is super intimidating.
Let's practice tarot, shall we?
If you just got a new tarot deck,
Don't call him and don't text him. He's coming back and he's planning to be with you forever.
That puts their faith in witchcraft more than they do God.
Hi, I'm here from Coven of Gaia.
That puts their faith in a movement that hates men, praises the killing of unborn children, and calls porn liberating. On top of all that, we're seeing
Before you go on top of all that, as you can see, she also thinks feminism is a movement that hates men. Anyways, I don't support any of the things that she just listed, which are just literally in the same group as Christianity, because it's also delusion. It's also things people just believe with no evidence. You're no different than them. You both are doing the same shit. Claiming things that are not realistic and saying they are real. And um, witchcraft, or the idea at least, has been for thousands of years. Even the Bible do have this kind of things in there. It's not new. And looking at the stars and saying it has something to do with your destiny, or looking at a card, it's been there for thousands of years. What do you mean this new generation? They just want to blame everything on Gen Z.
an entire generation of women that do not value sex, that feel Christians who say that sex is a bond between two people are crazy, that having sex with as many men as you are attracted to is normal, and celibacy, that's outdated. Just swipe on an app and find someone to help you feel good for one night and never talk to them again. That's considered normal. And I'm not saying this to judge or attack anybody. This is the narrative that was fed to us, when in reality, so many women have been blinded and tricked by the devil to fall into the lie that having sex with a bunch of people is not going to have any damaging effect on you. The reason you become attached to a person you've slept with is because of a chemical released in your brain that pair bonds you to that person. It's called oxytocin. It's crazy, right? It's almost like we were created by design, by a creator, by God. This is why hookup culture
No, it really doesn't. It doesn't mean that in any way. And okay, if you're clearly judging, it's okay to not to just say what you're doing and not lie. You're clearly judging. It's okay to live that lifestyle if you want. But how many people in the actual percentage of the world population, let's say US, just US, is actually doing that, Taylor? Just hooking up with everybody. What is the actual percentage of people doing it? Not much. Just saying that's the culture of today, just because you see that on the internet, it does not make any sense.
Culture is so damaging to us, and the reason he left us this to tell us, hey, maybe don't go and sleep with a bunch of people, have sex of course, but do it in the safety net of marriage. Marriage is a gift by God because it was designed to protect you and the person that you love. On top of all that, Christian marriage was also so very unique given the way things were back in the Greek Roman culture back then. The Christian view of marriage was nothing short of revolutionary. At its core was a new form of sexual equality. To the shock of the ancient world, both sexes were held to the same moral standard. Christianity condemned promiscuity among men as well as women. It stood out as radically different because it taught that a husband actually wrongs his wife by committing adultery. Marriage was a good thing and is a good thing, and it used to be valued by so many women. But today, men ain't crap. And what effect did this have on men? Alright, I guess we ain't crap. And now many men have no interest in even getting married. I see my comments and it breaks my heart. The devil has destroyed the idea of people wanting to even get married. And I'm sorry if you disagree with this, but this all comes back to the feminist movement. Another thing that women have flipped the coin.
I mean, just blame it all on the feminist movement. I just named one thing of why people are marrying later, and having babies later, because they don't have any fucking money. They understand that if they have a baby now, it will be much more difficult to take care of that baby. But no, blame feminism and not the actual, perpetuator of this entire thing, capitalism. Blame feminism, which is a movement to give women right to do what you are doing, which is bad talking the movement. Give women the right to actually live and speak and stand on equal footing with men. But no, you're saying all that is bad. The feminist movement that gave you the right to, I don't know, vote, the right to actually be able to go to work and provide for your family, the children that you want them to have. Jeez. Taylor, you can do better. It is possible.
Going on is modesty. Modesty used to be something that most women valued as well, and that's because, and I'm not gonna say what you think I'm gonna say, because men can't control themselves, which the Bible does say, don't make another brother stumble, but besides the point, regardless of that, the reason why women dressed modestly is because women are worth infinitely more than the sum of their body parts. And they knew that. They knew they didn't need to show everything to get a man. Their beauty was enhanced by how they carried themselves, how they spoke, their personalities and charm, and that was more than enough for a man to desire them. This is another.
Oh, shut up. Shut up. It seems like Taylor doesn't understand why they were actually dressing the way they were dressing. Isn't it all just for the male gaze at that time? For marriage, the cultural norm? I mean, come on, Taylor. It wasn't like they had the freedom to just have sex with whoever they want to. It's not like they had the freedom to even live in the constraints of their religion, saying they just choose to do what they do, choose to actually dress the way they dressed because of modesty. No, that's just wrong. Yes, they did dress in modesty in your definition, but it wasn't because they want to. I guess we'll never know. You it's cultural factors. Things around them influencing that. And when we have people with freedom to wear whatever they want, they put on clothes and wear whatever they want. But apparently that's such a problem. For an ex only for let's move on.
topic that I will go so much more in depth on in another video, another day, because I have so much to say, as you could imagine. But yes, we have strayed so far away from valuing purity in not only what we do, but what we wear. Even OnlyFans is seen as a respectable, hardworking job. If you say
It is. Working in the sex industry, the sex workers industry, it's quite a hard job, and it is a job. Again, going back to capitalism, I hate to just point this out again, but that's the kind of topic she's on. Going back to capitalism, it forced people to do work like that. It forced people to lead them to doing stuff like that. Now, if Taylor was in a good place in her life and she just decided to do OnlyFans because she wants to, okay, she had the freedom to do so. But there are many people that that's literally their lives. That's the only way they can make money. It's a job. Not everybody's can be as rich or as in a good place as you, Taylor, but there's some people struggling and that's how they live. That's how they survive.
Otherwise, you are going to be attacked. I was, so that's how I can speak for that situation. Okay, so is what we're seeing today the true form of a woman and who God created women to be? Have role models like Cardi B, Olivia Rodrigo.
So Olivia Rodrigo is promoting abortion at her concerts. She is offering free Plan B pills.
Have they done a good job
I don't think Cardi B is a model, and if she is, okay. And offering Plan B at a concert is a good thing for people who can't afford it. I think that's a good thing. But no, you don't want people to have protected sex. I mean, you might as well ban condoms too, people. Idiots. We're 6 minutes in, and she hasn't explained what a real woman actually looks like. Does a real woman look like you, Taylor? Wasting our years doing YouTube videos about the Bible, which Paul was specific, someone that, you Christians basically worship, was specific to say you should not speak. You should not be teaching men. Yet you have what, a 3 video series teaching men how to, stop their pornography addiction. Taylor, don't you see how this doesn't make any sense and this is not clicking? You're not married. You're not even none of that. Yet you're preaching about this stupidity.
in setting an example for young women, in leading women in the right direction, in the way that leads to life and life abundantly? Or have we drifted so far away from the truth? Let's see what the Bible says. Number 1, she cares more about her inner beauty more than her outer beauty. Don't be concerned about the outward beauty of fancy.
I will stop you right there. She cares more about her inner beauty than her outer beauty. Taylor, look at yourself. Just get a mirror and look at yourself. Give me a break. We build a society on literally outer beauty and fuck the inner beauty. And yes, the Bible literally have the ideas of this in it too. I mean, Esther seducing the king. What's her name again? Ruth also seducing somebody. Which inner beauty is seducing people? Outer beauty do that, right? Right? Come on, Taylor. Come on.
Fancy hairstyles, expansive jewelry, or beautiful clothes. You should clothe yourself instead with the beauty that comes from within, the unfading beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit, which is so precious.
Yet I cannot mention how many times I'm not allowed to wear whatever I want to church, even though the Bible clearly said that's not what we should be caring about. We should care about the inner beauty, right, Taylor? Yet I see more Christians caring about what they wear more than ever when it's Sunday and they go into church. Inner beauty, people.
this to God. Your beauty does not come from you having the biggest butt on TikTok and the biggest butt in the gym. It doesn't come from you having an hourglass figure, a large chest, or hair extensions that
I hear someone being insecure about their body.
you can't even afford. It comes from you knowing who you were created to be. And so does your happiness and your mental health. You will start to glow. You will become a light in every room that you walk in. That is what happens when you focus more on what the word says about you than what the world says about you. Another thing that makes
They say this every time. What I cannot express this enough on how painful it was based on the memory. I've sat through preachings about purpose for your life, what God's purpose for your life is, how you achieve that, how you know that. They keep saying this shit and never actually say things that actually make sense. They say things so general. Oh, the purpose of God for your life is to be in a good place. Like, what the fuck does that mean? Making 70K a year is quite a good place in America. What does that mean? The purpose for God for your life is to preach the word. You can be Taylor. Does that mean what does that they go as vague as they can go. And where you're supposed to learn the purpose for your life through the Bible. Not God actually talking to you through the Bible. Because the Bible clearly has the name Taylor there. And it says, oh, go make YouTube videos.
makes a woman beautiful and makes her stand out in every room that she walks into is her acknowledgement of God and the reality of God. Charm is deceptive and beauty is fleeting, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. In a time where women use swear words and they gossip and they slander, and I'm not saying Christian women don't do this, but in a world where there are so many women that don't think before they speak, a true woman, a real woman, when she speaks, her words are wise and she gives instructions with kindness.
When she's allowed to speak, that should be what the verse said, her words are wise. That's when they actually listen to her. You know what the feminist movement did, Taylor? It gave women like you, who are not technically wise, I am sorry, the right to speak, which is a good thing. Because then it gave women with actual brain to with actual wisdom and that are actually smart also the right to speak, which is what we want. I don't know if you know this about me, but I give people a chance until they prove otherwise that they don't deserve that chance. I give people the benefit of the doubt. I consider people quite smart until they say something stupid. That is me. And I watch 5 videos of this girl before I pick this video to react on, and she has proven that she does not deserve that chance for me to just look at her and say she's saying something that actually makes sense. She's clearly bullshitting. She clearly doesn't understand what she's saying, and she's just making a bunch of videos about shit. It's another classic. I was once in the world, now I'm back to Jesus. And in her story of how she became from an OnlyFan to came back to Jesus, she said she just read a pamphlet and she wasn't hearing about Christianity before, and it just felt good. After hearing that, I just searched up on YouTube um, people who converted to Hinduism, and they said the same thing. It felt right. I searched up who went from Hinduism to Islam, and they said basically the same thing. Oh, it felt good. The Quran, literally, when I picked it up, this woman said this. I should play the clip.
I took the Quran in my hand. I literally, even if now I see my hands shiver, it's like I cried and cried and cried holding it. I just cried. I cried for, I don't know, more than half an hour. I just kept crying.
As you can see, same thing. You're not special. You're not specially made by a divine being. You're just another human being who wants to feel special. different from everybody around you. So you cling on to, I'm not sure if you're drifting or if you're a drifter and you're just drifting through, what is popular. But understand this, Taylor, that you're just lying about things. You're not making any sense, and you need to start making some fucking sense.
And the last one, a true woman values life no matter how small it is, because she knows that a baby is God's creation. A baby is someone God put in a mother.
I'm sorry, if God cares so much about babies, He wouldn't have killed so much. And no, a fetus is not a baby. I'm talking an actual born baby. If God cares about them, He would have done literally wiped them all out. Would have flood, sometimes literally dashed their head against the rock. Taylor, it's time to probably read your Bible, as you've preached many times. That the best way to get back to the Lord and stop being a lukewarm Christian is to read the Bible. I suggest you do the same, and not from a stupid lens, but from an actual intellectual lens, looking at it as what it actually is, a religious text.
Mother's womb for a purpose. She fights for the life of the unborn because she knows that that is justice. Because we are called to rescue those being led away to death, to hold back those staggering towards slaughter. Okay, I think that wraps up today's video. Obviously, a lot of topics that I would love to go more in depth with on this channel. I pray this video encouraged women watching.
I mean, you do it every video, say the same thing: abortion, Trump, bullshit from left, bullshit from the right. I just hope you find a way to actually start making sense. I guess that's my hope for you. It is really sad, people. It's sad to see videos like this. And the comment section will be, oh, good to have some Jesus girl or some bullshit. That's all I have for you today. If you like the video, please click that like button, subscribe, leave a comment, and have a lovely day, people.